These people could get €50,000 prize from the European Parliament. Yes guys, every year the European Parliament, where I'm a member, awards a person or a community the famous Zakharov Prize for freedom of thought, which is the highest tribute paid by the European Union to human rights work. More specifically, it gives recognition to those who have made an outstanding contribution to the protection of freedom of thought. And it has the name Zakharov in an honor of the famous Soviet physicist and a Nobel Prize laureate, Andrei Zakharov. Apart from a formal plenary sitting in Strasbourg, the winner of this prize will get €50,000. So let me tell you who are the people that were nominated by the different political groups. Number 1, the far-right group ESN has nominated the American political activist Charlie Kirk. On the 10th of September 2025, Charlie Kirk was shot dead during an outdoor event at Utah Valley University. The assassination has been widely condemned and highlights concerns over threats of freedom of expression and thought. Number 2, the center-right group EPP and the right-wing ECR nominated together Andrzej Bozowa. He is a journalist from the Polish minority in Belarus, and he was nominated because he has become a symbolic figure for the fight of freedom and democracy in Belarus. This is because he has been arrested many times by the authorities because of his critiques to Lukashenko, the president of Belarus. According to the Zakharov Prize website, in 2023, he was sentenced to 8 years in labor camp for extremist charges, and currently his condition is unknown, as not even his family is allowed to visit him. Number 3, the far-right group Patriots for Europe has nominated the famous French-Algerian writer Boualem Sansal. He's quite critical of the Algerian government, and he has been imprisoned in Algeria since 2024 on charges of undermining national unity. Actually, on this nomination, I have some inside information. A fellow member of the European Parliament, Melika Sorel, is good friends with Boualem Sansal, and she told me that even though Sansal will be honored to receive the Zakharov Prize, he does not want to be nominated by a far-right group, like the Patriots for Europe. Nevertheless, the rules do not allow the nominees to refuse their nomination, so Boualem Sansal cannot do anything. Number 4, the center-left group SND has nominated not a specific person, but in general, all the journalists and humanitarian aid workers who are working in the conflict zones in Gaza. And they are represented by the Palestinian Press Association, the Palestine Red Crescent Society, and United Nations Relief and Works Agency. You can see clearly in this graph that Gaza is the world's deadliest region for journalists when you compare it with other wars. 5. The left-wing group. The left has nominated separately a similar group like the SND, the journalists in Palestine, with specific mention to these names. Number 6, also the left-wing group Greens EFA has nominated the Budapest Pride. In 2025, the Hungarian government banned the Pride, but still people from Hungary and from the rest of Europe got together to make Pride happen, making the Budapest Pride the largest attendance in the event's history and became the 7th largest Pride march in Europe. Number 7, the centrist group Renew Europe has nominated students in Serbia who initiated the big protest against the government after the collapse of railway station concrete canopy on the 1st of November of 2024 that killed 16 people. This accident was linked to systemic corruption and infrastructure neglect from the Serbian government. So the movement got bigger and bigger until March 2025, where 350,000 people got together to protest in the streets of Belgrade. And finally, 60 members of the European Parliament together from several political groups have decided to nominate the Georgian journalist Mzia Amaglobeli and the so-called Georgia's pro-democracy protest movement. She was nominated in 2025 for participating in anti-government protests and imprisoned for 2 years for politically motivated charges. So these are all the nominees. But you might be thinking, who will be the final winner of the Zakharov Prize? Well, the final winner will be chosen by the Conference of Presidents, which is a European Parliament body made up by the President of the European Parliament, Roberta Metsola, and the leaders of the political groups represented in the European Parliament. On the 22nd of October, the decision will be public. I think this is a bit of shame that the final winner will be decided by a few members of the European Parliament instead of being voted by the 720 members. So I hope this rule changes next year. But I'm curious to hear who you think should win the Zakharov Prize. Let us all know in the comments below.